We're live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We're on Amenuveve FM in Aflao. We're on Kekeli Radio in Hololonyo FM in Hohoi. We are live on X Spaces. We're on Facebook. We're on myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Sol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duro Plus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator, and where Dura Plus goes, water always flows. So this afternoon, we'll get into your election headquarters, and it's a home stretch as parliamentary aspirants of the governing NPP dig deep into their resources for the weekend primaries.
I am broke right now. You don't want to see my bank account, but we are doing it for Ghana. We're doing it for NPP.
I'm attracted to people who can help me, my own resources that I put together, and sometimes some family help.
In the Bantama constituency, it's a battle between a VIP bus and an Aboboya.
One for me, it's a no match. Like a difference between a VIP bus and Pragia.
He talk as if he's the chief of the world, calling himself VIP, and then me Aboboya, and then I'm visionless. Hey, excuse me.
We have a special feature, plus take you to Kumasi, where the flag bearer of the NDC is canvassing support for his proposed 24-hour economic policy. We have details of that tour in the Ashanti region. Also, the Chamber of Mines describes as near criminal the imposition of value-added tax on mining exploration as they demand government ignores opposition to the decision to remove it.
So for me, it is near criminal even to say that you bring your investment capital into the country, whether foreigner or not, start exploration, and then even before you even make a commercial fine, government is at the door and say pay VAT on it. I don't think that it is a good thing to do for our country.
Also in this package, Upper East Regional Security Council summons leaders of feuding factions in the Boko conflict to a meeting in a bid to address the latest escalation has resulted in 13 deaths.
What we are killing of each other will not bring closure to this problem. We should draw back and try peacefully to see how we can resolve this problem.
Meanwhile, Boko MP Mahama Yariga to petition Shraj in Parliament to probe prejudicial killings in Boko.
Sorry, the soldiers deny, totally that they had killed some people at Zorgan community. I went back to Boko and then I obtained some reports, which I'm going to now forward to Shraj.
We have more as the recent attack sparks a migration of workers from the town. We have sports.
The Ghana FA is in search of a fifth coach in just 5 years after yet another embarrassing AFCON exit, and attention has now turned to who replaces Chris Hughton. And much later, Minister for Chieftaincy calls for a full-scale investigation into circumstances surrounding the death of former President John Evans Atta Mills to put finality to all controversies.
As the Minister for Chieftaincy, holding firm our tradition and custom and religion, faith, and as to how die where we go and the reverend we give to her, I will support a coroner's inquest for the records to be set straight.
That and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We start off from the election headquarters. And your election headquarters is made possible by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and is the final home stretch for contestants in the weekend's NPP Ordinary Congress to elect parliamentary candidates in 105 constituencies across the country. Well, these are potential safe seats for the party. Therefore, whoever is elected stands a good chance of joining the 9th Parliament in 2025. And this makes the stakes so high, with money and other influences high on the agenda. The promises range from plots of land to television sets, money, and many others. So how prepared are the aspirants really ahead of Saturday? Claudia Lumo-Kwarting is contesting in the Oforikrom constituency in the Ashanti region. She tells my colleague Evans Mensah she's running out of cash.
I want people to vote for me because they know what Claudia is capable of. They know that I can help MPP in Oforikrom to grow our vote from 62,000 to 80,000, because we have over 100,000 people, Oforikrom alone, that vote have registered and can vote. But last election, we got 62,000. That means that in Oforikrom, we have almost 40,000 people that did not even bother to go and queue to vote. So it's a big issue. We're trying to inspire.
Have you found this process? Have you found this process too expensive?
Absolutely. Very expensive. I think I should have mentioned that's one of my biggest shock. And it could be that because I have almost 1,200 delegates. So working within a constituency like that is, you need a lot of resources to do that. And it's not easy. It's been hard. It's been tough. It's really draining of time and resources and effort and everything, especially when you really want to see good results. So I think that's been the painful part for me.
How much have you spent? How much have you spent so far?
Evans, I am broke right now.
Well, you want to go to Parliament.
You don't want to see my bank account, but we are doing it for Ghana. We're doing it for MPP, the party that I believe in.
Have you crossed $1 million yet?
Oh my God, long ago, way long time ago.
Wow.
Maybe my first year.
I see.
And I've done this for 3 years on the ground, working with delegates for 3 years.
And that's Claudia Lumon-Kwarteng there contesting the Ofori-Krom constituency, speaking to Evans Mensah. To the Tano North constituency, where Dr. Gideon Boako is seeking to defeat the incumbent, Frida Prempeh. But despite his closeness with the Vice President, Dr. Boako says he's not getting any support from him.
He knows I'm into the contest. He knows I'm contesting just as any other person that I had to inform and talk to is aware. But I'm doing my campaign on my own. I'm running a very decent campaign. I'm running a very frugal campaign. And so I don't think I have been lacking to depend on resources from government or my office.
Has the Vice President given you resources? Has he supported with resources? Money?
I've not received any resources of that nature yet. And so everything I do, I try to talk to a few friends around. I try to talk to people who can help me, my own resources that I put together, and sometimes some family help. And everybody who gives me anything, I put it out. When I was going to file my nomination, there are some childhood friends of mine, some medical doctors, bankers, they came together, they paid it for me. When I finished everything, a cousin of mine in the US openly came out, gave me some money.
That's Dr. Gideon Boako. Well, the second public relations officer eyeing Parliament is the Kwesi Kwarteng, and he's counting on support from the Education Minister to see him through in the Asante Achim North constituency.
Of course, in terms of support, I have been relying on friends. You see, when you do not have resources, you have to be resourceful. And I have always been selling my message to the people, using education as a way of transforming the socioeconomic fortunes of Asante Achim North constituency or district supporting. But of course, the election is not over yet, and I'm very expectant that my boss will also support fully. That is very rational to think, and is only
especially when he has no contest in his constituency, and because he's going to report.
Yeah, he'll bring cash. So we are hoping.
And you are hoping that he's listening right now and say, "Oh, when he finishes, he's going to give you a call." And say, Kwesi,
he'll bring cash. Cash. I mean, it's fair. I mean, since I work with him, definitely it's fair that he supports me.
And as campaigning heats up before the NPP parliamentary primaries in the Ashanti region, political scientist Dr. Amachi Boateng has admonished delegates to critically scrutinize candidates. The Bantama, Inshiaizu and Tafu Pankrono are among the constituencies blazing for the toughest contest on Saturday. Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom puts the spotlight on these constituencies.
In the Ashanti region, Bantama, Inshiaizu and Tafu Pankrono are some key constituencies where incumbent MPs are expected to face tough competition in the MPP parliamentary primaries. The Bantama constituency has witnessed intensive internal contests where incumbent MPs lose after their first term in parliament.
This one, for me, is not it's a no match. When you go to the constituency, those who are voting, they see a big difference, like a difference between a VIP bus and Pragya. That is the difference. It's a no match. I don't see this as a competition at all.
Raphael Japan is the unwavering opponent of Frances Asenso-Boakye, eyeing to unseat him from Parliament.
He's an MP who can't even socialize with people. He's perceived to be arrogant, but now I agree with them because he talks as if he's, the chief of the world. calling himself VIP, and then me Aboboya, and then I'm visionless. Hey, excuse me.
Political scientist Dr. Amache Boateng says the Bantama constituency has become a hotspot for years. He believes the incumbent MP can possibly retain his seat.
It's not necessarily a case of a support for a one-term member of parliament in Bantama. No. But the place has become like Congo DR, a battleground because of the size of the constituency. Sensibuachi has definitely done what he has to do.
At the Tafo Pankrono constituency, incumbent MP Vincent Ekowasifua will battle it out with Sewa Donko.
The question, or the big question always was that, how are we going to get someone to be able to fill in that shoes? And I have no doubt in my mind that within 3 years, I have been able to achieve a lot for the people of Old Tafo constituency today.
But Sewa Donko believes she's the best for the job.
Tafo Pankrono Development Fund Foundational Yede Ekwako Pesca Edim Punto Abakroimu.
That's Nana Boache Dankwa Yadom's report from with a focus on Bantama, Inshiaiso and Tafo Pankrono. Let me bring in the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP as we prepare for Saturday's primaries. Haruna Mohammed, thank you so much for your time here on the Midday News. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears that the NPP has normalized vote buying to this extent. The more money you have, it determines your ability to go to parliament. Is that the case?
I don't understand where you would say NPP has normalized vote buying. We have issued statements upon statements, and in none of our statements have said so that they should go and buy votes. We have always maintained that plain language of democracy, that go and campaign based on merit. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them what you have done. And that is what we have emphasized. So I'm very surprised to say we have normalized the NPP. When the NPP normalize something, you see that we issue a statement to that. I would want to still stand that this is a perception that is put out by you or any other person that perceives that somebody is buying views from the other.
Okay, but I'm sure you've been listening. I'm sure you've been listening to some of the contestants. At least we've been putting the spotlight on a number of constituencies and the contestants. You've been hearing them. They've spent as much as 5 million, 1 million, amongst others. Really, why is it so expensive to be an MP, especially in the NPP? At least all that we've heard is focused on the NPP.
This is what they are saying. But myself and you have not been able to verify whether they actually spent 5 million. Or 500,000 or any other amount. This is what they are saying. I'm an accounting person. If somebody tells you that he has spent money so and so to do this, you need to verify, pick them cost center by cost center to be able to verify whether it is true or false. So it is entirely not true that when somebody says something, it is authoritatively correct that is what is happening underground.
But I'm
and
sure
that is where I want us to situate our discussion.
But really, the concern is whether the party is actually worried about some of these talk. At least we've heard delegates also talk about how much they've received amongst others. This is not the first time, at least with the presidential primaries, and now we're hearing this as well. Is the party really concerned? Because on the day, you've talked about no campaigning amongst others, but you're not too strong on vote buying. Nobody has been made as an example out of this particular norm, for which reason it continues.
I disagree because we have made several pronouncements in terms of our guidelines and all that we frown on collection of money or buying votes from people. So the MPP has been very solid on this particular matter. The behavior of one individual cannot be generalized to be the stand of the New Patriotic Party, and that is what I want us to speak the discussions on.
Okay, so how are we checking, at least, especially on that day, that there will be no vote buying?
The MPP is very open to every reportage. Anybody that sees any evidence of somebody buying votes that we can rely on to be able to prosecute the agenda of making sure that we cleanse out the system of vote buying can come forward, and the MPP will look at it and refer it to the appropriate processes for redress.
Aside from that, though, all set for Saturday?
Yes, Saturday is all set for all of us. We have 104 constituencies that are going on this election. We have 323 aspirants that are going for the contest. One had withdrawn. Yesterday, we've also received a withdrawal from Adwadiri. Printing has already been done. Some discussions are going. Police service is very ready for the exercise to take off. I'm just coming from the police headquarters with the Director of Elections, and we have had discussions. The Electoral Commission is also ready. All deployment of materials has been set ready, and all ballot papers will be lifted tomorrow. The security services are standby. These albums too has also ready, and this will be received by the Electoral Commission by close of today, and everything is set. Delegates are properly educated and informed about voting centers. By close of today, to some of the changes that will be made to the voting centers will also be affected by the General Secretary, and this is also going to be issued out. So, albums, ballot printing, number of aspirant accreditation issues. Accreditation will be given to aspirants and then their agents. The rest of the membership that is going to vote at the polling center will be identified by the national ID cards that they will be using.
Okay.
The regions will be assigning one person each to every constituency, and this is going to be given to the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service at the Regional Police Command.
We'll have to leave it here. Many thanks for your company. That's the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed. We'll stay a while longer in the election headquarters. And this time we take you back to the Ashanti Regional Capital for that 3-day Building Ghana tour of the NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama, and the hundreds of people, we're told, have poured onto the streets of Kumasi to participate in the 24-hour economic sensitization walk of the NDC. What is the first of series of activities lined up for the Building Ghana tour of the Ashanti region? And Nana Yao Jima joins us live from Ketia. And Nana, let's talk about the Building Ghana tour and that particular walk.
So the flag bearer of the NDC this morning started a tour of the Ashanti region. That is the Building Ghana tour. Now the first activity that he participated in the Ashanti region is the walk that the 24-hour economic sensitization walk in the Ashanti region. The flag bearer of the NDC made a brief stop at Kizitia Market to address party supporters and the people of the Ashanti region who were on the walk. Here, he addressed the gathering on a number of issues, including economic hardship, and further touted the achievements of the NDC in the Ashanti region. His attention was drawn by the people to the portion of the Kiditia market, which remains closed for months after it caught flames. Here is what he had to say on it.
Vice President, Obesha Bose, Ombesa BCC Ejano, Senabeya, Ombetimi Edija, Ewa, and maybe Bejna, hey,
That's former President John Dramani Mahama speaking there in the Ashanti region. And he takes us out of the election headquarters made possible by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Now, the Ghana Chamber of Mines is asking the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to proceed with its planned policy of revoking value-added tax on mineral exploration in Ghana. The Trades Union Congress yesterday took a swipe at the Sector Minister Samuel Abujinapo for making comments to withdraw the revenue measure at a time Ghanaians are being charged a 15% value-added tax on electricity consumption above lifeline levels. The TUC says all governments around the world would rather, in times of crisis, rake in more revenue from gold and the entire mineral sector. Dr. Yauba is Secretary General of the TUC.
Very, very sad to note that while government is imposing VAT on us, residential customers of electricity, plans are far advanced to remove VAT on mineral exploration in Ghana for wealthy multinational mining companies.
But responding to the concerns, the Ghana Chamber of Mines says it will be engaging the TUC to educate them on the advocacy on the reversal of value-added tax on mining exploration. CEO of the chamber, Suleiman Akone, tells Joy News Blizzard Suga that it's near criminal for anyone to impose taxes on an investor's money being used for a highly risky venture of mineral exploration.
I don't think it's a controversy. I think it's more about misunderstanding. Right. Once we actually distill and disaggregate the mining industry, then you want to understand that, but there's a phase of mining which is high risk. In fact, our view is that we should be doing a lot of the exploration ourselves. Right. And that is where we are going these days. Having a conversation with the Ghana Stock Exchange to say...
Finally, if the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources or government decides to reverse, the gains you've made over the years on this advocacy, to remove the VAT on exploration, will that come as a surprise to you, or what would you advise the government do?
I think the government should go ahead and make sure that exploration gets the kind of incentives. We want to reduce the barrier of entry.
So you want them to go ahead?
Yeah, I think they should go ahead. Once companies come in, they make the commercial fine. Even if they don't make a commercial fine, there are benefits for us. Because by law, all the exploration that companies make, the outcomes have to be furnished to the states. And these governments and the state will get to know what we have where.
Dr. Suleiman Akone heads the Chamber of Mines, taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News. Live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Sol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, where Duraplus goes, water always flows. We return from the break with sports, and we hear from the Minister for Chieftaincy calling for a full-scale investigation into circumstances surrounding the death of former President John Evans Atta Mills to put finality to all controversies.
As the Minister for Chieftaincy, holding firm our tradition and custom and religion, faith, and as to how die where we go and the reverend we give to her, I will support a coroner's inquest for the records to be set straight.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
Thanks for staying with us. Time for sports. Mubarak.
Thank you very much, Emefa. Now, the Ghana FA says they will announce a roadmap for the future of the Black Stars technical direction in the coming days. This follows the dismissal of Chris Hughton as Ghana coach and the dissolution of the entire technical team. Now, Joy Sports' Victor Achutamaklu delves into potential candidates for Hughton's replacement.
One of the coaches the Ghana Football Association will look at is Tom Seinfeld. The Belgian trainer resigned from his role as Gambia's coach last night after 5 years in charge. In that time, he led them to successive AFCON tournaments for the first time in the country's history, making the quarter-final stage in 2021. Hervé Renard is another name who has history with Ghana, is a multiple AFCON winning coach, and his decision to accept a €300,000 annual salary to coach France's women's team suggests it may not cost a fortune to hire him as previously feared. Kotoko's coach Prosper Nateogum is well respected within the football ranks, and if economic considerations are to take priority, Ogum will feature prominently in the plans of the Ghana Football Association and the Sports Ministry, who will pay the money.
So that's Joy Sports Victor Achu Tamakulu. Back to you, Emefa.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. I'll take you to Boko shortly, but first, let's head to the Human Rights Court here in Accra, and they've dismissed the application of Dr. Pakwesi Ndum and the GN Bank Legal Affairs correspondent Richard Kujunyaku is in court for us. Joins us on the line. What are the details, Richard?
Well, so Emefa, the court had to clear the issue of capacity and then the issue of jurisdiction, and in both cases, the court said that Dr. Ndum and the GN Bank, they have a requisite capacity to maintain the action before them, and the court went straight to deal with the substantive matters and said that the right to the violation of enjoyment of property of the applicant, on that one, the court says that the cry of the applicant has no leg and dismissed that claim. Then the claims of discrimination by the applicant, that is the GM Bank and Dr. Pakwesi Ndum, the court indicated that the Bank of Ghana took a very reasonable step and did not discriminate against GM Bank because it was not only the GM Bank that whose license was revoked at the time. And so on the basis of that, the court dismissed the entire action as unmeritorious.
And we're expecting a judgment on the alleged coup plotters case today?
It is currently underway at the court complex, and so we are following at the appropriate time. We'll give you the details of that.
Thank you very much. That's our legal affairs correspondent, Richard Kujunyaku. Now, the Upper East Regional Security Council is meeting leaders of the feuding factions in the Boko conflict in a bid to address the latest violence that has killed about 13 people. Boko has since seen renewed fighting this month, resulting in deaths and injuries. Upper East Regional Minister Stephen Yakubu tells us more.
If you recount till this matter came up about a week ago again, Boko was almost returning to its normality. So we are really doing our best, but it's a problem that is there, and it's a conflict that has been a thorny issue for us, as I said, for many, many years. What we are feeling of each other will not bring closure to this problem. We should draw back and try peacefully to see how we can resolve this problem. But
that's Stephen Yakubu, who is the Upper East Regional Minister. Now, the Minister in charge of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, is pushing for a full-scale investigation into circumstances surrounding the death of former President John Evans Atta Mills. This is what he said at a press conference a while ago.
As the Minister for Chieftaincy, who would firm our tradition and custom and religion, faith, and as to how we die, where we go, and the reverend we give to her, I will support a coroner's inquest. I will support a coroner's inquest for the records to be set straight and for us to have as a guide as to how we handle such incidents if it ever occurs. And so everybody must calm down. We're a government. The family has raised it, and the president said it's in order. We must have, as a nation, have a system where, especially a certain president passes away, what do we do? What are the basis, the process 1, 2, 3, and ends where? When there's inconsistency of somebody saying he died in my arms, somebody say, oh, he raised his hand, to you I commit myself. A dead person, where did they raise their hands where? So there's a lot of inconsistencies. And when somebody says they don't know whatever, and their siblings don't come in. This is a family matter. Our tradition is the Bushope, the Obdomina family have raised it. And as a minister, I'm tended to side with them.
Well, Joy News also put to him at that same press conference the renewed clashes in Boko that has led to the killing of 13 persons. This is what the Chieftaincy Minister said.
Is there Boko matter? Not to comment today. I will give you a chance one-on-one with Joy FM if you want to. We can go to that. On Boko issue, it's dear to my heart too, and it's something government want to resolve quickly. So let's meet outside this forum and I'll do that. Thank you.
That's Chieftaincy Minister Stephen Asamoah Boateng. Max and Jackie are in the studios.
Yeah.
What are people talking about?
Well, Chris Hilton, Black
GFA.
Stars, GFA, and then Argentina is also trending. You know why?
That's friendly. That's friendly. Yes. After this performance. Yes.
So people are asking, hey, Ghana, you can't beat Cape Verde. You want to play Argentina. And then this one here from Twilight, he says, how many goals will Richard Ofori drink
And how many will Messi score when we meet Argentina? And you say goes no, Obenom say. Say no, Obenom.
But someone is also saying that maybe Argentina wants to play us, not the other way around.
Even their team C or team D or team Z. I'm not sure.
But it reminds me of that mythical joke. If you grew up in Ghana like decades ago, you remember that joke about India scoring Ghana
like
99-1. Yeah, this time it's gonna happen in real life. Argentina 99, Ghana 1.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us with what's trending on social media. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apawu, living word with Pastor Mensa.